In the world of boxing, certain names are etched into eternity. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Robinson. And in the modern era, one name stands above all in terms of undefeated dominance. Floyd "Money" Mayweather. 50 wins, 0 losses. He's the ghost, the puzzle no one could solve, the master of defensive wizardry who made Hall of Fame fighters look like amateurs. For years, the question wasn't if he would win, but how. He was untouchable, a defensive savant who built a fortress around himself that no one could breach. But what if the perfect weapon to shatter that fortress has been hiding in plain sight all along? What if the one fighter with the tools, the mindset, and the sheer predatory instinct to dethrone the king is walking among us right now? We're talking about a man from Omaha, Nebraska, a quiet, unassuming storm named Terence "Bud" Crawford. Now, this isn't just another fantasy matchup debated in barbershops. This is a tactical breakdown, a deep dive into the sweet science. And who better to guide us than a legend who has seen it all? The one and only Roy Jones Jr., a man who combined speed, power, and ring IQ in ways we'd never seen before, has weighed in on this very topic. And his words send a shiver down the spine of boxing purists. He believes Crawford doesn't just have a chance. He has the specific formula to dismantle the Money Mayweather myth. So let's break down exactly why the ruthless technician from Omaha might just be the one man who could rewrite history and do what 49 others couldn't: beat Floyd Mayweather. First, let's talk about the stance. Mayweather, a natural right-hander, fights orthodox. Crawford is a natural southpaw who fights orthodox, and then switches back to southpaw mid-combination, and then back again. He's not just a switch hitter, he's ambidextrously lethal. He is equally powerful and technically sound from both sides. Why is this so critical against Floyd? Mayweather's entire defense is built on rhythm and pattern recognition. His famous Philly shell is designed to perfection against orthodox fighters. It deflects jabs, rolls under right hands, and uses the lead shoulder to protect the chin. He spent his entire career downloading the data of orthodox opponents in the first few rounds, figuring out their timing, and then completely neutralizing them. Against Crawford, that entire process gets thrown into chaos. Just when Floyd thinks he has the timing of the orthodox jab, Crawford switches to southpaw. The angles of attack are now completely different. The straight left hand comes down the pipe instead of the right. The lead hand becomes a power hand. That downloading process for Floyd, it would be like trying to download a file that's constantly being rewritten. Crawford would be resetting the puzzle every 30 seconds. Roy Jones Jr. points this out. The constant switching disrupts the rhythm that Floyd relies on. For a fighter who thrives on predictability, Crawford is the definition of unpredictable. Next, let's talk about finishing instinct. This is perhaps the biggest difference between the two. Floyd Mayweather was a master of winning on points. He was a brilliant defensive fighter and a precise counterpuncher, but he wasn't a headhunter. His goal was to hit and not get hit, to outthink and outmaneuver his opponent for 12 rounds. He frustrated his opponents into making mistakes and capitalized with clean scoring shots. He broke their will, not necessarily their bodies. Terence Crawford is the exact opposite. He is a predator. When he hurts an opponent, he smells blood and goes for the finish with a cold, calculated fury. Think about his fights against Sean Porter, Errol Spence Jr., or Kell Brook. Once he has his opponent figured out and on shaky legs, the fight is over. He doesn't just win rounds, he closes the show. This killer instinct is something Mayweather rarely faced. Most of Floyd's opponents were either too slow, too predictable, or mentally broken by the middle rounds. Crawford would not be broken. He would be hunting. If Bud managed to land a clean, hard shot and buzzed Floyd, a scenario that's more likely given his power and awkward angles, he wouldn't back off and admire his work. He would swarm with intelligent, brutal pressure, giving Floyd no room to breathe, no time to recover, no space to reset his legendary defense. Then there's the jab. It sounds simple, but the jab is the key to everything in boxing. Mayweather had a great, educated jab. He used it as a rangefinder, a distraction, and a sharp, stinging weapon. But Crawford's jab is a different kind of beast. From the orthodox stance, it's a stiff, powerful ramrod. From the southpaw stance, it comes from a completely new angle. More importantly, Crawford jabs to the body relentlessly. This is a crucial tactic that few fighters effectively used against Floyd. Why? Because it's risky. Dropping your hands to jab the body opens you up for Mayweather's signature check hook or straight right hand. But Crawford has the length, timing, and ring IQ to do it safely. Body shots are an investment. They don't win you the first few rounds, but they pay massive dividends later. They drain the gas tank, slow down the legs, and force the opponent to drop their elbows, opening up the head. Imagine a 38-year-old Mayweather in round 9, having absorbed dozens of hard, thudding jabs to the stomach from both stances. Those legendary legs wouldn't be as quick. That effortless movement would become more labored. The foundation of Floyd's game, his mobility, would be systematically chipped away. This is how you beat a defensive genius. You don't just attack the fortress walls. You attack the foundation it's built on. Let's also consider the psychological warfare. Floyd was the master of it. He got into his opponents' heads long before the first bell rang. He flaunted his wealth, his confidence, his undefeated record. He made them feel like they had already lost. But would that work on Terence Crawford? Look at Bud's demeanor. He is ice cold. He comes from the gritty streets of Omaha, a place that breeds a different kind of toughness. He doesn't get rattled. He doesn't engage in trash talk unless provoked. He just shows up, does his job, and dismantles his opponent. In a hypothetical build-up, Floyd's psychological games might fall flat against a man who seems completely unfazed by anything outside of the ring. Crawford's focus is singular. He is a fighter's fighter. While Floyd was building a brand, Crawford was sharpening his weapons in the gym. That quiet, unshakable confidence is a powerful weapon in itself. It would be a battle of two different kinds of mental strength, Floyd's loud external bravado versus Crawford's quiet internal conviction. And for the first time, Floyd might find himself across the ring from someone who genuinely, deeply believes he is the better fighter, without needing to say a word. So, let's put it all together. You have a fighter in Terence Crawford who can switch stances seamlessly, disrupting Mayweather's defensive rhythm. You have a stone-cold finisher with true one-punch power who won't let Floyd off the hook if he's hurt. You have a master of the body jab who can systematically drain Mayweather's stamina and compromise his movement. And you have a mentally unbreakable warrior who wouldn't be affected by the Mayweather mystique. This isn't to disrespect Floyd Mayweather's legacy. 50-0 is a monumental achievement that may never be repeated. He is, without question, one of the greatest defensive boxers to ever live. But styles make fights, and Terence Crawford's style seems almost scientifically engineered to be Mayweather's kryptonite. It combines the technical skill of a master boxer with the ruthless aggression of a knockout artist. It's old-school grit versus new-school versatility. While this dream fight will likely only ever happen in our imaginations, the analysis from legends like Roy Jones Jr. gives it a thrilling dose of reality. It forces us to ask the question, is greatness absolute, or is there always someone, somewhere, evolving the game and waiting for their moment? In the case of Crawford versus Mayweather, it wouldn't have just been a fight. It would have been the ultimate test of perfection against the ultimate predator. And there's a very real tactical argument to be made that the predator would have walked away, leaving a legendary legacy in tatters. Thank you so much for watching this breakdown. What do you think? Could Crawford have done it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy deep dives into the sweet science like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. We'll see you in the next one.